Maya. Talk about today just having a season high of 18 points.
Honestly, it didn't really feel good, like, in warm-ups. Like, I didn't feel like I was shooting very well. But I just took the open shots, honestly. And then once I started rolling, I just kept shooting them. And they were going in.
How does it feel now to have a series sweep against the first series sweep of the season?
It feels great. Wyoming's always a really good team. In the past, they're a very good three-point shooting team. They weren't shooting very well tonight, but it feels really good, especially beating Wyoming. That was my first time ever beating them, and to beat them twice in a row, it feels great.
If one win is a confidence boost, what is a sweep? What does this do for y'all mentally moving forward?
It keeps us back on track, I guess. Like before, I want to say we lost 3 or 4 in a row or something, so it's kind of hard to get back that like momentum. But with like a win like this, where we're playing good defense, and like even though we had some let-ups on defense, like we were still together and we were still playing together, whether that be on defense or like even on offense, like we were getting the shots that we needed. I think it really helped us, and because we won those 2 games, it helps that chemistry and it helps us move forward as well.
What is the biggest improvement?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Okay. You mentioned that defense too. It's not often you can limit a team in back-to-back games to 30% shooting. I mean, just how encouraging is that to where you can put on your D, especially when sometimes the O may not always be there when you want it to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I've said this in the past. For me, I am more defense-oriented, so I don't really care. I mean, I do care if I score, but, like, my defense definitely fuels my offense more than, like, vice versa. So to be able to hold them to, less than 50 points or something, like, that's really good, especially for a team that, like, historically, they're a really good shooting team and, like, they really move the ball well.
What's the biggest improvement you've seen just from the beginning of the season until now that your team has accomplished?
I would say our defense. Like, I feel like we're playing together more on defense, and then we're communicating more. Like, even though, like I said, like, there's certain points in the game where, like, we might have made a mistake on defense or whatever, like, we're still willing to help each other up or help each other get that stop.
Now going up against UNLV, do you guys have this excitement because having that be just a rival for you guys?
Yeah, I'm really excited for UNLV. Always excited.
And with that, you have a couple extra days other than it's been the last couple of weeks. Do you think that could serve you well, just a couple extra days of practice, or how do you view extra practice going into a game?
I definitely do feel like it can help a little bit. Like, for me, it's just, I don't know. Like, practice is practice. Like, I'm going to work my hardest to do whatever I need to do, and I'm going to focus in on, like, the scouting report defense and stuff like that. But I think it definitely will help us collectively to have these extra days of practice.
And in my previous series, y'all did not get off the best of starts, especially in those first quarters, but total opposite against these last 2 games here at home. What do you think went into those just good offensive starts from what you saw?
I think we're shooting well, and then not necessarily but like with the defense, the way that we're playing defense right now, we're not letting up like from the get-go, so it's easier to like get transition points or to run the floor better, or like have better flow and better spacing.
Happy birthday, Coach.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Are you still getting silly string out of your there?
I am. It actually got inside my mask, and I was like, what's in this stuff, guys? Just in case I'm like inhaling it and stuff. So, yeah. And
Talk about go ahead.
oh, no, go ahead. Sorry.
Talk about how it feels to get this sweep against Wyoming.
I'm just really happy for our team. You know, this is our first sweep in a conference series, and I kept really preaching to them about improving and staying the course, even though we weren't getting the results that we wanted. And you know, for them to continue to get better and keep trying to execute the game plan and get in and get the extra shooting in. You know, I think this weekend, the people putting in time on their shots is starting to show up. And so I just love that they're getting results for their efforts. And For us, we talked about after the first 6 games, like, it's kind of a new season. We have to let that stuff go. And even after this weekend, now that we won, you can't get comfortable and just expect to win. You have to keep putting in the work. And so it's kind of the same expectation, but we have to shift our mindset a little bit moving forward.
Even though walking away with the win, what would you like to just see the improvement going in up against UNLV for this week?
We still need to execute better in the half court on offense. I think we have too many let-ups where we don't have quality possessions and get a great shot that everybody's ready to rebound. I think that we can improve our transition offense and share the ball and just play a little bit faster at times. I loved how balanced we've been. We have different people leading us in scoring each night. Lexi Givens, one of our freshmen today, had a really nice game for us. And, the people that maybe weren't playing minutes early are still getting better and putting in time, and now they're going to be able to help us later in the season. So I like that commitment from our team. Defensively, we can always get better, with scouting report stuff and let-ups and giving up offensive rebounds. And, I personally hate when we foul and give away points at the free throw line, so continuing to make people make shots against us.
And Coach, speaking of making shots, it seemed like everything Amaya was putting up, especially early on, was dropping. Just how big was her contribution? I think a career high for her tonight, for today?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Katie says yes. Huge. I mean, without her 18 points, it's probably maybe we don't win this game. And I think for our team, when someone gets it going early, it kind of helps everybody relax and take the pressure off. Early in the season, we had trouble scoring. We would really kind of force things and try to play individual offense. And today we didn't score, I think, for the first couple minutes, and our team really kept their composure and didn't panic. And then Amaya hit some shots, and I thought we relaxed and kind of played just more, I guess, composed and together and stayed within the flow of offense. But I think we can really get better at putting 4 quarters together of a good game. We still have a few too many let-ups that we need to learn from and kind of eliminate.
One win is no doubt a confidence boost, but what do you think a sweep could do mentally for your team moving forward?
I hope that it just builds their belief in themselves that they can win. And I think the Mountain West, everybody's good from top to bottom, and whoever plays better that day can win any game. Obviously Fresno right now is at the top of our conference, but when we went there, I felt like we were right there with them. We have to do more things to win that game, but I don't think anybody is too far away from beating anybody on any given night. So that's exciting, but also you can't ever relax and think that anything is safe. Like, you have to come ready to play because you got to earn it every single night.
And throughout this series, it seemed like the defense was always there, holding Wyoming. So I think it was the 30s in both these games here. How nice is that to see that the defense is there, especially maybe at some points when the offense isn't always going to be there for you?
Well, that's got to be there. And our mindset, or what I want our mindset to be, is that if we're not scoring, then they're not scoring. And we don't let our offense affect our defense. And that was something we did early this season, and it cost us games, is like we weren't scoring, and so we came down and then we didn't work hard on defense. And our team now is understanding that, obviously, if we're not scoring and we have a lead, we don't have to score the rest of the game if we hold them. So I think our team is buying into really taking a lot of pride on that end and trying to make things tough. Because there's a lot of good players in this conference too, and if you let them play to your strengths, it can be a really long night for you.
Y'all don't play again until Saturday. So with the week coming up, does the schedule differ at all? Do you have an extra day off, or is it more practices? What does the next week look like leading up, and what is the biggest thing you have to hammer out?
Well, we start school, so now their schedules and their kind of, I think, like workload, stress load is going to change, and they're going to be busier than they've been. And, this break has been so nice because we've been able to really focus on basketball. We've been able to watch more film and do more individual skill development, and I think that's why you're seeing people have so much improvement and build confidence and things like that. And so now I think the biggest thing is managing their time, getting ahead in school, because we're going to travel quite a bit coming up. So we want to make sure that we're on top of everything and we're not getting behind in anything, because it's hard to catch up in college once you get behind. And so getting on stuff early. We're going to practice tomorrow. We'll be off Tuesday, and get in the weight room a little bit a couple times this week. We hired a new strength coach that I'm really, really, really excited about, and she's going to make a huge difference in our program, and I've seen her make a huge difference already with some of our players. And so we can definitely get stronger and better balanced and things like that, and then continuing to work on our skill stuff, and then obviously the execution points that we're going to need this weekend in Las Vegas.
Coach, before we let you go, an important question. How do you plan to celebrate your birthday after the win?
This is going to be the most boring answer ever. I apologize. I'm going to probably go home and watch the game, cut the game. We're gonna make dinner. David, my son, his birthday was yesterday, and we're like, "What do you want for dinner? You can have it, you know, yeah, you can have anything you want." And he's like, "Crab legs." So I'm like, "Young man, he has expensive taste." So we didn't make those last night. So I think we're gonna go home and cook some salmon and crab legs, and I'll probably end up watching a little Grey's Anatomy after I watch film. I went back and started it over, and I didn't really watch it when it first started. So it's interesting to go back and learn some of the backstories. So that's kind of my cheat stuff. I'll watch like one at night to unwind before I go to bed. So, yeah. And COVID, it doesn't really let us get too crazy. Can't go hit the town or anything. So.
Well, that's awesome. I hope you have a great birthday and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.